On this day, 3rd of November 1988, an attempted coup in the Maldives was ended by the Indian Army. So, the Maldives, a group of very low-lying atolls in the Indian Ocean, a place where people go on holiday, a paradise, you could say, with palm tree fronted beaches, beautiful coral reefs, and the main city, Malé, is one island, completely taken over by the capital, and in total now there's around 500,000 people. There would have been a few less back then. So it's not a big country. A small little group of islands, not far from India, Sri Lanka, and the British Indian Ocean territories to the south. So, the Maldives had been independent for about 20 years at this point. There had been a number of changes of government. They had overthrown their monarchy around in the 70s. There had been coups. It's a little bit unstable, but it's a holiday destination, and the coups usually are quite moderate things. Now, in 1988, the president, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce his name properly, Maumoon Abdul Gayoom. He'd been president throughout the 80s. There had been several other attempts at overthrowing him, but they had not been very serious. But in 1988, there was a Maldivian who had been living in Sri Lanka. He had been running a farm. And he had some idea to hire some Tamil tigers, not fly them over, but get them on a boat, and some of them would fly over as tourists, and they would also capture a Sri Lankan ship, and then they would get off the ship in speedboats and go up to the coast of Malé, the capital, and there take over the country. The rebels had 80 gunmen, so a tiny number of people. I'm sure you could probably get 80 people together for a dinner, and here you can get 80 gunmen together to take over a country in the Indian Ocean. How interesting is that? I wonder how much he paid them. So, what happened? On this day, the 3rd of November, the men, or half of the men, came in on speedboats from the captured ship, the hijacked ship, and the other fellas in the city activated, and they took over the city very quickly. They went to the presidential palace, arrested the president, captured all the major buildings, the radio station, TV station, and there was a request put out by Maldives to Sri Lanka so that they could help them out. So this president guy, he requested help from Sri Lanka, then Pakistan. They both said no. Then he asked Singapore. Don't know why Singapore is so far away. And then Singapore said nah. Then he contacted the United States. But they were saying, it'll take 2 or 3 days to get there. And then he contacted Britain, and they said, contact India. Now, I don't know why he didn't contact India immediately. They're the ones I would have called. And the Indians said, yeah, okay, we're doing that. And within 16 hours, India was ready to commence its operation. They called it Operation Cactus, and one of the reasons they were interested, first of all, The Maldives are just south of Indian territory, and they didn't really want any other power going in and helping with this because they might be able to put a base there. So India doesn't really want countries surrounding it falling into someone else's sphere of influence. So the Indians sent in their troops and very quickly overpowered these rebels, killed a few of them. There's about 19 killed. And that was that. The president was back in power. The Indians had put him back in power. And these Tamil tigers, some of them tried to get away. Yeah, it was a disaster for them. I hope they got paid. So, on this day, 3rd of November 1988, the attempted coup in the Maldives fails. An interesting, unknown, and kind of funny story from the Maldives. Okay, come back tomorrow for some more videos, and subscribe, like, comment. See you tomorrow.